Hey guys, Final Death Star here, and today we're talking Colin Trevorrow and his being fired from episode 9. He's come out and spoken again in an interview recently, and I'm going to read this article. It's from digitalspy.com, and it's entitled, Former Star Wars Episode 9 director Colin Trevorrow opens up about acidic situation of axing. So he's being a little more vocal, a little more, I guess, on the attack, I'd say, calling this an acidic situation. We haven't heard the strong language like that before. So it seems like maybe he's feeling a little more free to express his true feelings about his firing and the situation there at LucasFilm. So I'm going to read this article here. It says, former Episode 9 director Colin Trevorrow has once again opened up about being axed from the franchise. The Jurassic World director departed from the project last year and was later replaced by Force Awakens director J.J. Abrams, with speculation surrounding the reasons behind the decision. One rumor suggested the negative reaction to his last movie, The Book of Henry, may have played a part, and he was asked whether this may have been the real reason in a recent interview. And this is his quote now. He's saying, I don't know, Trevorrow told Uproxx. I mean, I can't really speculate on it. I'll tell you the reaction to Book of Henry was far more damaging than the actual movie, and I don't mean specifically at Lucasfilm. I mean, there was a very acidic situation. That was a very acidic situation. And look, every director who has worked in Lucasfilm put their heart and soul into the job, and they left it all on the field. And the bottom line here is that sometimes creative people can't find a shared path through the woods. So that was his quote there. So he's calling it a very acidic situation. And again, we haven't heard this kind of strong language from him yet when he's spoken on the last few interviews about being fired from Lucasfilm. And it seems like, they couldn't find that they shared, or they had creative differences, which I think is a nice way of putting it. But okay, and it says, to be fair, the new Star Wars franchise under Disney hasn't had the best of luck with production, with the original Star Wars, A Star Wars Story, being helmed by Lord and Miller, departing from the project midway through production. I think it was a little more than midway because Ron Howard had to, kind of rush to film reshoot 80% of the movie. So, I think it was a little farther through midway. But Tony Gilroy was also brought in to help with Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, at the late stage of the movie's production. It was Gareth Edwards, who, again, he wasn't replaced, but they brought in Tony Gilroy to help finish the movie and kind of restructure it. I think it was a little too dark at one point with Gareth Edwards, and they brought in Tony Gilroy to kind of brighten the mood. But again, this goes back to the acidic nature of Lucasfilm right now. And Kathleen Kennedy, it's why are you hiring people in the first place if you're just going to have them replaced halfway through or a little further than halfway through, or in this case with Colin Trevorrow, it's before the production even started, he was let go. I just don't understand how you are choosing these people. If you have a vision for the franchise and you have a roadmap and you know how you want your stories to go, how you want your movies to go, how you want the story arcs to start threading through, you should know what directors you want to choose. I mean, you should know at least their vision is matching your vision. You shouldn't have to find that out halfway through and realize, we made a mistake. We're going to have to axe them, get someone else in here, and reshoot 80% of the movie. It's just an ongoing problem here. So Tony Gilroy, so he says, Trevorrow continued, I know all of them, speaking about the directors who had been let go. These are friends of mine, and I was very close to them through all their experiences. And Star Wars is a very personal thing to all of them, to a lot of people. And there are some people out there, I know folks might think we're crazy, but people like me who actually believe there is an all-powerful force that binds the galaxy together. Well, there you go. See, he talks with passion. You know that when he's talking about Star Wars and this project, he has passion and he has a heart towards it, which it's kind of unfortunate that he was let go. I wasn't crazy about Jurassic World. It wasn't the best movie, but just hearing him speak about Star Wars and his passion for this franchise, I really kind of would like to have seen his take. And I know he didn't want Luke to die at the end of Last Jedi, which, I mean, who did? I would have loved to have seen him live on. I mean, of course, there's rumors he'll be back as a Force ghost, and I think that's probably going to happen unless Mark Hamill's just had enough of Star Wars. I think that's probably going to happen, though. But I would have loved to have seen him live on. I would have loved to have seen Colin Trevorrow's take on, J.J. Abrams' setups, how maybe he could have kind of brought things back and maybe into a closure, since we didn't get any of that in The Last Jedi. But there was also an interview with Colin Trevorrow. I think it was the last one he did, where he talked about being fired, and he said he was happy just to have been able to pitch his story to Luke Skywalker. And that was his words. He said to Luke Skywalker. He didn't say to Mark Hamill. He said to Luke Skywalker. So that just tells you how passionate he is and how much of a fan he is in this franchise. He goes on here to say, and when you're one of those people who believe in the Force, you're dealing with your belief system. You're not just dealing with a movie. And so, yeah, that is a very personal loss. And that concludes the article. So, strong words here of him talking about acidic situations, a very personal loss. This was something that meant a lot to him. And unfortunately, we'll never get to see his vision of Episode 9 come to fruition. And that's, it's unfortunate. I hope JJ does a great job trying to bring everything back together. I just don't know what he can do at this point. It's been so torn apart through Last Jedi. There's going to have to be a lot of bunnies pulled out of the magic hat to surprise the fans and make us happy. So let me know what you guys think of this article and Colin Trevorrow's wording of being a very acidic situation at Lucasfilm, and this being a very personal loss to him. Down in the comments below. If you like the video, give it an old thumbs up, and please subscribe to see further content. Until next time, lock the doors and hope they don't have blasters.